The problem landscape changes drastically when you need to solve that problem for a million data points then when you need to solve the same problem for a billion data points. Once you reach to a scale of billions, the problem more or less become very organization specific, and there are no templatized or bookish way to solve the problem. And this is what we do at WebEngage on a daily basis. So, hi everyone, my name is Shahrukh. I work as a principal engineer here at WebEngage. My day-to-day activity mostly revolves around brainstorming new ideas and building new solution in the tech stack of WebEngage. So, as a software developer, building or handling something for a scale of millions is entirely different than building the same thing for a scale of billions. What I mean is that the problem landscape changes drastically when you need to solve that problem for a million data points then when you need to solve the same problem for a billion data points. Once you reach to a scale of billions, the problem more or less become very organization specific, and there are no templatized or bookish way to solve the problem. And this is what we do at WebEngage on a daily basis. Being a multi-tenant system, we handle billions of data from all users across all our customers, and we need to process that data, and we need to make sure that our system works efficiently and at scale with zero downtime. And this is exactly what is the most exciting part of working at WebEngage, which is solving problem at scale. Ever since I joined WebEngage, I feel my career has been skyrocketing. At WebEngage, I was hired as an Android intern during my 7th semester of engineering. I did my internship at WebEngage, and after the internship, I was offered a pre-placement offer, and I worked in the Android team for next 2 years. This was the time when WebEngage was building their mobile SDKs, and at that time, I feel it was very exciting for me to be part of such a core team during my initial phase as a software developer. Once the mobile SDKs were built and shipped and they were stable, I gradually developed more interest towards the backend part of the WebEngage and understanding the whole stack in general. So this was the time when I was shifted to another team, which we used to call as communication engine team, whose responsibility was to send out and manage all the communication that we send right now to all the end users. After working there for 2.5 years and having a good in-depth understanding of the whole tech ecosystem of WebEngage, I was promoted to the architect team, in which I worked for next few years. After working there for a few years, I was again promoted as a principal engineer. So yeah, it's been quite an exciting journey. Having worked with so many great mentors at WebEngage, I've always tried to absorb the best from them. There are many good learnings, but one of the best thing that I've learned at WebEngage is that always avoid over engineering and don't try to make stuff that is too generic or will fit every use case. So another important thing that I've learned at WebEngage is that which one of my technical architect taught me was the best solution is not always the most optimized one. There are various factors like the cost that would require to build the solution, or the team that would be working on it, or the time in which the solution needs to be delivered. So you need to take path considering all these factors, and the final path that you choose might not be the most optimal one, and it also might not be the one that you personally like, but it might be the best solution considering all these factors. So biggest achievement for me was during the time when I was working in the communication engine team, which I had mentioned earlier, whose responsibility is to send out all the communication that we send to all the users of our customers. At the time when I joined that team, we were hardly sending around 10 million communication on a daily basis across all channels, push and web push being the heavy channels. At that time, At the back of the head, we knew that very quickly we need to scale our system to 10x or 50x. But little did we knew that we would need to handle the load of 100x, as we do now as we are speaking. So we work continuously to scale our system, and I think mid of last year, if I'm not wrong, the day finally came when we breached the 1 billion daily communication mark. And I think this is the most important achievement for me personally, and as well as for the WebEngage tech team as well. So WebEngage to the outer world is a marketing automation platform or a retention OS, I can say. But for me personally, is a core tech company, and due to this reason, I think that it is an excellent place for a software engineer who really wants to get their hand dirty into doing some real engineering. And another important thing is, whatever we build, it has an immediate visible impact to the customers. Another good thing about WebEngage is that, in spite being more than a decade old, I'm very happy that we have kept our startup culture alive in every department, especially in engineering team, where you are free to try with any technologies or contribute to the any part of the stack if you want.